Welcome to Focus in the Noise. Let's talk real conversations, real experiences, no shortcuts. Welcome to Focus in the Noise. I'm Ed. Talking today about investing in parts or unit replacement. What's the idea? Well, I can tell you from being in the air conditioning industry, plumbing industry for as long as we have now, I have never seen the inflation rates on some of this stuff to where it's just ridiculously painful. We're seeing 3, 7, 12% price increases across the board on every single brand of what we sell. And that's not just air conditioning equipment, that's plumbing equipment, that's tape, that's glue, that's everything. So how do you decide what to do, what to spend your money on? Your hard-earned money. So I'll tell you, going back to just investment. So a system that's going to be at your house for the next 20 years, you hope, knock on wood, is definitely not something that you're going to take lightly, or you're going to take a very light beating at the bank. These things are expensive now. I can tell you, starting out the company in 2010, I was putting systems in for $7,500. Now we're doing that per piece. And that's just where everything is going. For those of you that don't know, refrigerant has changed drastically nowadays. So likely your system, if it's within the last 10 years, is R410A. If it's older than that, it might have been R22. The refrigerants have been phased out, and now you're down to two kinds, R32 and R454. Both new refrigerants that are a propane-based gas, meaning you got to have smart equipment to turn it on and turn it off. So nowadays, investing in something when you have a 15-year-old furnace or you have a 7-year-old evaporator coil doesn't make sense. You used to be able to buy just a coil when the coil's leaked, fill it back up, and you go on for the next 5 years. Now we're required to replace those systems because we can't get access to those parts anymore. I can't go get a 410A condenser to put on your 3-year-old coil. That's where the industry is. That is nothing that your vendor or anybody else is doing. That's where we're at. We can't get that equipment anymore. So it makes zero sense to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on obsolete refrigerant equipment. So let's go back to that 8-year-old Lennox furnace or air handler that has a bad motor. Are you wanting to chunk down $12, $15, even higher, $1,800 for a blower motor on a 7-year-old furnace? It's up to you. You definitely can. You want to check with your vendor and see what parts are available. And then at least at the minimum, start to talk about what other options are there. Systems nowadays, I mean, it's you have several motors in a furnace, right? You have a control board. You have a lot of expensive parts that can go out. So buying that $1,000, $1,500 motor, and you're not under warranty, you're looking at thousands and thousands of more dollars on parts and pieces down the road, that it may just make more sense to invest in a new furnace at the minimum, possibly a new system. My advice to you, if it's over 10 years old, we need to really be talking about replacing it. Buying expensive parts at these inflated rates are crazy, and at least with a new system, you're going to get warranty. Doesn't mean that we shouldn't change smaller parts. I'm not talking about swapping out a system over a capacitor, something that we can go get pretty easily. I'm talking about OEM parts, boards, compressors, anything that's going to require me to recover and re-replace refrigerant. If I've got a leaky system, it's over. You never need to add Freon. Did you know that? If you're putting in refrigerant year after year, you've got a leak somewhere. And it's up to you to educate yourself, because a lot of the contractors, not all of them, I like a good competitive contractor that will come in and tell you your options, but filling up a leaky coil is kind of like going to the gas pumps, knowing your gas is going to leak into the floor and just pump away. You're pumping gold onto the ground. So I know it's not popular to ever have to hear, hey, you need to spend $12, $15 or more $1,000 changing a unit. Are you aware that that's what systems are? I know maybe you guys bought a unit, hopefully, 15 years ago and you got 15 years out of it. What about those folks that have spent thousands and thousands of dollars and only got 7 or 8 years out of it? So brand is something as well. Air conditioners now are not something you want to just throw in cheaply and get the cheapest thing you can get. Doesn't mean we all have to buy Trains or Amanas or whatever we sell, but do your homework. It's a really expensive, it's kind of like buying refrigerator, you know. Back in the day, you'd have one that lasted 20 years and they'd cost $6.99. Now they're into the $2,000 or $3,000 and they're throwaway. They're disposable. So at least for an air conditioner, we can get parts for them for the most part. Also, make sure that your vendor is there and then, you know, the contractors are with you, is mentioning whether it has warranty or not. It's your decision. It's your house. It's your air conditioner. You should know exactly what you're looking at. When I go to a home, we run the serial numbers. All of our guys are trained to look at serial numbers and at least give you the option. And sometimes even buying a part under warranty is thousands and thousands of dollars. They do not cover refrigerant. They do not cover labor, any kind of credits to the manufacturer. Folks are always coming at me like, Ed, how can a compressor be $2,500 under warranty, $3,500 under warranty? Well, you had a burnout that holds 12 pounds of refrigerant. That refrigerant is not cheap, folks. R410A, forget it. It is not $89 a pound. And when you guys call around and custom guys are on the phone, they say, hey, yeah, it's about $75 a pound. It's nuts. Just because somebody says it over the phone, whatever. I can't get it to you at $75 a pound. So that's why investing in a system with the new updated A2L refrigerants makes more sense than spending anything over $1,000 on a repair. You at least have to have the conversation. Now, maybe you don't have $12,000, $15,000 to lay on a mattress. What do we do? What do we do? There are financing options. If you're with a legitimate contractor like All Star AC Plumbing and Electrical in Houston, we finance things. So we can take that into a monthly payment and break that up over time. So it's not as bad of a sticker shock. But the day of the $10,000 system are no longer. They just don't make them. Unless you are Chuck in a truck or Dan in a van, and you all know who you are, giving away systems for damn near nothing. That's not credibility. That is not somebody that, you know, likely you're going to hear from again. Can you get it cheaper? Sure. But what are we paying for? We're paying for accountability. Hey, Ed, the system I bought for you guys, $15,000. It's not working, and it's Memorial Day weekend, just like it is this weekend. I need somebody out here to take care of it, and you can rest assured that when you do call us, we're there. You know, we sell Amana products right here in Houston, Texas. Best warranty that I can find. On our 16 SEER variable speeds, it's 10-year parts, 10 years labor, and unit replacement warranty. What does that mean? It means from 0 to 10 years. If your compressor fails on that condenser outside, or if the heat exchanger cracks for any reason, you're going to get a new piece. We're going to set you a new condenser. And guess what? It's fully charged with refrigerant, so we're not having to pay all those charges. You're going to get a new furnace. We're not waiting weeks on the phone or waiting with a portable air conditioner to try and have AC because we can't get parts. We're going to bring you out a new furnace. 10-year parts, 10 years labor, unit replacement warranty. If you can find better than that, Jack, let me know. I don't know of anybody that's doing that. Amana's made right here in U.S. It is here in Houston, Texas, and parts are readily available. Now, I can tell you, I've been an Amana dealer for a long time. I absolutely love it. I have those systems on my own home. I have them on my office. So it all depends down on what you're facing. I know hearing that a new system is not always the best news, but you know, we're at a customer's today who has a 12-year-old system. The blower motor is seized up on the blower motor. The blower wheel and blower motor seized together. And by the time you source these parts through Lennox, they're looking at a $1,700 repair on something that's 13 years old. It's a terrible idea. And I get sometimes that's all we can do. And so you want to present you as a customer with options. I'm not going to make those decisions for you, but I will spell out why it's not a good idea. It's just like putting a new transmission in a 25-year-old car that's not restorable, right? It's not a good idea. So you are going to be coming up with some hard decisions on whether to lag it along down the road, which I can tell you, just by the 4 or 5 months that we've been in this year, we're already seeing 2 price increases, right? We just had a tariff let go on all metal. So, the first thing that the manufacturers do is call us and say, hey, it's 12%. Water heaters went up 7%. If you do that once or twice, that's why water heaters aren't $2,500 anymore, $1,900. You'd be surprised at some of the prices folks think, because when they bought it last time, it's that price. Yeah, you can go get one at Home Depot for $700, but it lasts you 3 years. I'm not a big fan of anything the consumer can just run out and go buy. It's got plastic pieces. I sell Bradford White all day long. It is the best water heater out there. They're also $3,500. Like, they're not cheap, but nothing good is. So if you're faced with an issue and you have a contractor out to your house and he says, hey, look, you should not invest in this, listen to him, because he's likely not telling you wrong. Get a second opinion if you want to, but just know what you're getting into. These things are going to get absorbently more expensive as we go. There is no more wait till this winter and get a cheaper price. You're going to have 2 or 3 price increases. And guess what? They did it last year and the year before that. So this industry is taking a hard hit on cost to consumers, and y'all are the end user. If you are a customer, and if you're a contractor, you understand where I'm coming from. Folks got to have as much information and opportunity to do what's right for their own home. Sometimes it's, hey, let's no problem. Write you a check. Let's do a new system. Great. That's fine. That's up to you. That's your choice to make, though. It is not my choice to make. It's not my technicians. It's yours. So just know that the industry right now is super, super high. Systems that were, you were used to $7,500, $8,500, they just don't exist anymore. I appreciate you listening to Focus on the Noise today. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.